my man, my woman, my human, because that's one thing we can agree on, that we all are human. You made it. We made it. We're here. Episode 12, questions. Thank you once again for tuning in. My name is Kamel Jamal Rule, and this is The Golden Rule. Hola, bonjour, konnichiwa, sat shri akal, and hello in every other language. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Thank you so much. Once again, I can't say thank you enough. First off, I'm going to start with some definitions. So the definition for feelings is an emotional state or reaction. Okay, that's the definition for feelings. The definition for emotions: a natural, instinctive state of mind deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationships with others. So after hearing both of those definitions, I ask you, do men and women have emotions and feelings? If the answer to that question is yes, you have just answered a lot of the questions regarding relationships. And what are you left to conclude? Is that men and women act on their emotions and feelings differently. But if you agree, I'm not saying yes or no, I think the answer is yes. If you believe that both men and women have feelings and emotions, once again, you have answered or figured out a lot about relationships regarding men and women. But anywho, that's another question. Sorry, not another question. That's another discussion for season 2. We will get deeply into that. I have some random quotes. You can elaborate on these. These are quotes that I have written prior to this segment. Telling the truth is easy. You just don't want to do it. The mind doesn't usually forget positive interactions, but the mind never forgets disrespect and betrayal. You will know if he wants to be with you. Super simple. You will know if she wants to be with you. You might have to work a little bit harder, but you'll know. Today is the best day of my life. Until tomorrow. Your feelings, hypothetical situations, and subjective ideas are the gray area. You know, because the black and white in the objective is pretty straightforward. This is one I really love. I wrote this during quarantine. Quarantine when a lot of people were figuring themselves out. You know what I'm saying? Someone says, stop posting workout videos. And someone responds with, let people do what they want. While forgetting that the person who said stop posting workout videos was doing what they want. Something to think about. Is hate speech, is it hate speech if you say something I don't love? Usually, expectations are promises that were never made. Think about that next time you're expecting something from somebody. That's not just common courtesy or, not committing an objective wrong, like the ones we talked about before. I really love this one too. The love is real. The lack of love isn't fake. It's also real. It's all real. That leads me to ask you a question. Is social media a real place? I feel like it's very real. It's somewhere that I talk to people. I've met very real people off of social media, exchange real ideas, post real pictures. I had a conversation. I was going to say a comment. We exchanged comments, yes. But I had a conversation with a woman. Shout out to her. A great person. And we were talking about social media. I forgot how this conversation started, but she was like, "Hey Mel, social media is not real." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, I feel like this is a very real place. Like, people post pictures of their lives. People post pictures of the way they want their lives to be. And if niggas is on social media lying, lies are real. They're just basically telling you that they're liars. Like, how is this not real information? And this person was saying, like, no, it's fake. Like, people live facades on social media, so on and so forth. And I understand that. Even though facades are, supposedly fake, I think they are very real. And they just show where people are at in their minds. If you are, living a facade in your real life or on social media, or if you just post jokes all day and memes, you're basically saying, hey, this is what I think is funny in real life. How is that fake? Some people think it is. Some people think it's not. Maybe we need to rehash the definitions of real and fake. That's just something further to think about. It is what it is. It will be what it will be. And with that said, a segue to my final sponsors of this first season. Four Sigmatic, everyday coffee, mushroom coffee. We are currently drinking that. Body Armor water. Hold on. That's so good. Body Armor water. Shout out to Kobe. Rest in peace. I first heard about Body Armor because Kobe Bryant invested in it. And you know how people are. They see things that are promoted by celebrities and they're like, oh, I kind of want to try that. Or they're like, oh, I don't even like this celebrity. Why would I ever try that? Even though it could be a good product. But the whole point was, we need something better and healthier than Gatorade. Because I'm sure you've heard that Gatorade is not healthy at all. It's filled with sugar and other things that aren't good for the body. But I've tried Body Armor, the juice, before having a soccer game. That shit is hella good. It tastes like real juice. Then they came out with water. And I was like, ooh, let me try the water. It's like some pH balance water, 9.5 pH balance. So good. I think you should try it if you'd like to. I highly suggest that you do try it. Shout out to Coinbase. It is Uptober. If you've heard about any crypto, shout out to Moonshot. It is an app to where you can invest in meme coins. A very simple app. Shout out to all the information I get from everywhere, from all the homies that give and receive information. Shout out to my job. That is a sponsor. Shout out to Apple. They're about to report earnings in 2 days. That may let you know what day this is. But you could be like, welp, is he talking about the third quarter earnings or the fourth quarter earnings? See, keeping you on your toes. You don't know what day I recorded this. Anywho, shout out to all those things as we will get forward more into the episode. This episode will really be short and sweet. This is the finale. This is episode 12. It's called Questions. And you want to know what I'm really mad at, but also not mad at all at? Is that I have no questions in my email. I got some reviews from my book, 12 Months, A Simple Philosophy in a Complicated World, that is still for sale on Amazon right now. Shout out to those people who sent me reviews for that book in my email. They were positive reviews. If you have read this book and you really like it, leaving a review on Amazon would be so fire if you'd like to do that. One thing I don't like to do is ask people for things in the sense of creative work. So, like, for instance, if I put out a book or some music or, I don't know, a picture, me personally, I'm not going to ask you to like this or share this or do anything with it. Me putting this body of work or creative, artistic picture, whatever you think it may be, me putting that out there is me saying, hey, look at this. I like the thought of deep free will, right? Because if I put something out there, you have the choice to look at it, press the like button, press the link, buy the physical copy so you can even listen to it once, listen to it twice. Those are all your choices. I don't want to influence your choices. You know what I'm saying? It's already influenced for me putting it out there and saying, hey, look at this, without saying, hey, look at this. I love explaining myself. It's so cool. Anywho, so shout out to anybody who has done that, like I said. So this circles back to me having no questions. So hopefully I have some questions for next season that I can answer on air. But this leaves me to ask you some questions. Maybe I can get some answers, and we can build further after that. So I have 5 questions for you, in which we'll mix into some other things to swag out this episode towards the end. And then I'll talk to you about next season and how that's going to work. Hopefully you'll be here. I'm actually going to drop some statistics too. Because what's sports without statistics? What's rap music without statistics? It's just people arguing over who they think is better or not. Shout out to Jay-Z, my favorite rapper. All right. If you could change one thing about life, what would it be? And I mean generally about life. Knowing that this will affect everybody else, not just you and your life, not just you and your family and you and your friends, not just a specific amount of people. What is one thing that you would change about life if you could? What would it be? I would like to know. Let me know. questionsforkmel@gmail.com or Instagram or Twitter, or wherever you found this podcast. I'm sure you can send messages and things like that. Second question. Should guns exist? They already do exist. Yeah, I know that. I can tell. The question is, should guns exist? And if you think they should exist and should continue to exist, why is that? I would like to know. At this time, we're going to drop some stats for you real quick. I want to let you know that by the time you listen to this, we will have a new president. I wonder how you feel about that. You may be happy, you may be sad. You may feel a way and not even have voted. I don't know how to feel about that, because you may feel like your vote doesn't matter. And it does, but it also may not, you know. All right, we're going to drop some statistics. I love this statistic because looking up podcast stats, you figure out what's most important. I don't make videos for this podcast yet, So, there's no like heavy views on like YouTube. Um, if you were looking at my face, which would create heavy views. Don't worry. Hopefully we're coming with that on season 3. I got you. Don't worry. But what I can say, a statistic that I do love with this podcast so far, 11 episodes published through the first 11 months of this year, 163 downloads. I love that. I think downloads are really important for anything, for music, for podcasting, for, any kind of creative stuff that's out there that you can download. Because you could just listen to this, It could be like, call it a view or a listen. You could just listen to this and go forward and listen to it. But when I think of somebody downloading this, it's like you downloading your playlist before you go on a plane, or you downloading some media because you won't have internet access to just stream it. So you're like, oh, I'm going to download this. Or you were following it, and it just gave you the download, right when these new episodes came out. So that's 163 downloads. To me, that's a lot, especially with very low marketing. I like to only market to my viewers on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So I could like see how many people see a story and be like, all right, 200 people saw that. How's that going to go forward? Instead of major marketing, even though I will do major marketing and have done major marketing before, I like to play with marketing on different levels with different things. Top episodes that have been downloaded, I'll let you know this. Syllabus is the first episode. It's the top episode that's downloaded. Shout out to you. Shout out to that. It's like, the first chapter of a book. This is not, anything mind-blowing. The second top episode that was downloaded is called Sex. Why? Because it's a natural thing and people like to hear about it and hear about different perspectives. You know what I think is funny? People love telling people online that they think about sex. It's hella funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas just love telling people that they think about sex. Like, because it, brings more comments. It brings more engagement. Sex does sell. Iggy Azalea has a meme coin, and people are buying into this meme coin. And the meme coin is just a picture of her butt. I have some Iggy Azalea coin too. Not because I saw the picture and I was like, oh my God, look at her ass. Let me buy into this. Nah, it's, because it's elevating in value. It's a good meme coin to have. She has a heavy fan base. So that meme coin is going to go. That's hella funny. But yeah, thank you so much. If you've downloaded any of these prior episodes, if you listen to them while you're on a plane, if you listen to them while you're on a train, I only said that because it rhymed. If you listen to them anywhere where you don't have internet access, or you just wanted to download it to boost my stats, because this is a statistic game. I'm not doing Hawk Tuah numbers yet, but don't worry. We'll be there one day when I say something outlandish, crazy online. One day, don't worry. It won't be planned either, so haha. Okay. Another question. If you could be a virgin again, would you? Let's think about it in this way. If you could be a virgin again, you already know what sex is like. You already know how it feels. And if you could be a virgin again, would you? Good question. And I know you can go against that and be like, well, if you're a virgin, you wouldn't know how it feels. Throw that out of the way. Just know that you already know how it feels, or just understand if you knew that sex felt good, like you knew it didn't feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I think you do. I'll think of some more questions soon. If you are deeply into the sports world or just into the world in general, you know that the Ballon d'Or was just awarded. And this gives you even more of an insight to when this was recorded. Some people think Vinny Jr. got robbed. Some people think he got what he deserved. My whole thought about all of this is these are madly subjective awards. Sports is, supposed to be the most objective, form of competition. You can also say creativity that we have. Two teams, one puts up more points than the other, they win the game. 30 teams, one team wins more games than all the rest. They're number one seed. Playoffs go. You got best out of 7. Teams win these series. They win the most games in the postseason. They win the championship. We don't need people to vote on that. Individual awards where there is criteria clearly listed, and we still have discrepancies on who should win or who should have won. I think Vinny Jr. should have won, straight up. And I'm a Barcelona fan to the deep insides of my soul. But I'm not a hater. And I don't want somebody from the other team to lose just because they're from the other team. And I'm like, haha, that's so funny. Maybe if I was born in Barcelona, I may feel that way, but I wasn't, and I don't. I think this is something that needs to be figured out. I think it stems deeply from the past. And this connects to the election. This connects to the election before the last election. I think there are deeply rooted racial issues in the world. I think they need to be dealt with. I don't know exactly how to deal with them. Why? Because people have free will and free choices to say whatever they want, do whatever they want, before they go to jail, if the things that they do are despicable enough to land them in jail. Are you asking, do I think Vinny Jr. getting robbed of the Ballon d'Or was a racial issue? Not fully is what I will say. I'm not going to pull out a full race card, but I'll pull out like a fourth of one. Like, this could have played some part. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see people on the field, on the court, heavy emotions going on, defend yourself, be excited, show that desire to win. But then when it's like certain people who do that, it's like, that's too much. We don't like that. I'm not even going to throw out any examples. I'm going to just let you think about that. You're like, Kamel, you could be wrong. I could be. I could be very right at the same time, too. So, with that said, next season of the Golden Rule is going to be super fire, just like this first season was, but it's going to be more fire. I'm not going to tell you exactly what the titles are going to be, but I can tell you the episodes will be shorter, but also longer. You're like, what does that mean? I can't tell you. I have to leave off a cliffhanger so you'll come back and listen and look for it and be like, what is he talking about? I'm wondering about this for so long. So think about 4 quarters, like sports, like we were just talking about, or think about 4 quarters of the financial system: first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Soccer is 2 halves, but there still is, essentially 4 quarters, 15 minutes, 45 minutes, halftime, So yeah, with that said, I'm going to thank you for listening. I'm going to thank you for downloading. I'm going to thank you for scrolling and stopping. I'm going to thank you for scrolling and continuing to scroll past. You are, using your choices whichever way you want to. Like I said, questions for kmel@gmail.com for any questions that you want to field for this podcast, or any answers you have for those questions that I already asked in this episode, or any questions that I asked previously. I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that it brings some peace to your day. And maybe if it doesn't bring peace, maybe, this makes you irate and hella mad. And we're exchanging some type of feelings. Shout out to you. Shout out to me. Shout out to the world. Shout out to everything. God bless, and we will talk to you soon.